Hey family, it's your girl Tay, and we are back with another episode of the Dream Again podcast. How have y'all been? This week has been a lot. It has been a lot, but we are here and we are doing it. And I'm not giving any excuses, okay? But welcome. Hello. Hello. Today, we are going to talk about consistency and resilience. That is the theme of today. And it's the theme because I needed to hear it, okay? This episode almost didn't get recorded. I wanted to stay at home. I wanted to curl up and I wanted to sleep and I wanted to watch TV. And I didn't want to come out in the cold and come and record. But here I am because I am dedicated to this thing. I am dedicated to getting this word out. I am dedicated to you guys. I am dedicated to allow y'all to come in and be on this journey with me, right? So last week, it was the first episode. Everybody who commented, who liked, who shared, who subscribed, thank you so much. If you haven't subscribed yet, make sure that you go ahead and subscribe. If you're on YouTube, hit that bell notification so you don't miss any uploads from me. And comment and let me know where you are on this journey. All of that stuff. I want to hear it. But thanks for coming back again for another episode. I guess you liked the first one. So let's go. So, consistency, right? Why does it matter? Consistency matters because you can't get anything done without being consistent. You can't get anything done without showing up every day. And the goal is not to be perfect. The goal is to show up. If you could just show up day in and day out, if you could show up for yourself, if you can show up for your family, if you could show up, you're going to get it done. And a lot of us take so much time and stop and get stagnant and quit because we're not perfect. And we have to remember that perfection isn't the goal because none of us are perfect, right? There's never the perfect time. There's never the perfect scenario or situation. None of us are perfect, right? But if you can show up day in and day out, if you can show up, you're going to get things done. Success is showing up. Success isn't necessarily an end result, but success is the journey that you're on, right? So how do we stay consistent? There is a myth out there, okay? And the myth is motivation, that all I have to do is be motivated and I can do this thing, right? Motivation is a myth. What you need is discipline, right? Discipline is the truth. Discipline is what you're needing, right? Motivation, it's fleeting. But discipline, it will take you where motivation never could. Discipline will take you where motivation never could. Why? Because you won't always feel like showing up. You won't always feel like getting up and working out, getting up and writing, getting up and doing that assignment, getting up and going to work or doing what it is that you need to do. You won't always feel motivated. Sometimes we're tired. Sometimes, you're just burnt out. Sometimes, you don't know what to do next, right? But if you can be disciplined enough to say, this is what I set out to do and this is what I'm going to do, that's how you build that muscle of consistency. It's a muscle. Discipline is a muscle that you have to build because you won't always want to. You won't always be motivated. So if you think, oh, I just need to motivate myself. No, you need to discipline yourself to do what it is that you set out to do. You have to be disciplined. You have to. And how you build that discipline muscle is by compounding day after day what you're doing and how you show up. So small daily improvements are the key to staggering long-term results. Small daily improvements are the key to staggering long-term results. And that comes from Robin Sharma. But this idea of compound growth is that you improve one thing daily, 1% daily. If you can improve 1% daily, then by the end of the year, you'll be 37 times better than you were when you started, right? You'll be 37 times better. If every day you say, I'm going to improve just a little bit, I'm going to do just a little bit more, right? What does that look like? If you want to be a public speaker, right? What can you do? How can you start, right? So before you even get in front of people to speak, what do you need to do internally? What do you need to do personally, right? So I'm going to start by recording 30 seconds of me speaking, right? Let's say public speaking is the goal, for example. I'm going to, day one, I'm going to record 30 seconds of me speaking, right? Day two, I'm going to look at that recording and say, what can I tweak? Let me take out some of the ums or the filler words, right? Day three, you record again and you work on not putting in those filler words, right? And day after day, you get better and better. And what you're doing is those small wins turn into long-term success because you're getting better every single day. You're building your confidence up. And it's not too big of a goal to where you have that all or nothing mindset. So the first thing that you get wrong now, oh, it's over with, right? Every year it's like in January, people get those New Year's resolutions, right? Every single year. And I used to do them every year. It would be, I'm going to lose 20 pounds this year. I'm going to lose 50 pounds this year. You know, I'm going to transform my body and I'm going to be this healthy person and I'm going to be fit and a gym girly and all of the things, right? And by week two or three, I'm done because I said, okay, I'm going to wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning and I'm going to do a workout at 5 o'clock. And then I'm a work out for 2 hours in the evenings and I'm gonna go for a walk in the middle of the day and I'm gonna diet and I'm not gonna eat any processed foods. I'm not gonna eat out at all and I'm only gonna drink water. And I'm gonna do all of that starting January 1st. But I've never done any of that ever in my life. How successful are you going to be by trying to quit everything cold turkey, start working out 4 times a day, 5 days a week, right? So what can you do instead of that? Instead of saying, you know what, I'm going to lose 50 pounds. Instead of saying that, I'm going to say, I'm going to work out 3 days a week for 30 minutes. And then after a month of staying consistent and doing that, I'm going to work out 4 days a week for 45 minutes, right? And let those compound on themselves. And then you'll see the results, right? My doctor told me, he said, look, you're going to do 36 squats a day. And you can break them up into 12 squats 3 times a day, right? And I've been doing that, and it's like, at first I needed help doing the squats. And then after a week or so, I'm like, okay, I could do these without holding my balance or needing this or needing that, right? So start small and build your way up. Start small and build your way up, right? So this is why it works. It works because you don't feel overwhelmed, right? It's overwhelming sometimes when we're trying to tackle these big things and we want to tackle them right now. Nothing is done right now. Nothing is. Right? What do they say? Rome wasn't built in a day. It wasn't built in a day. You're not going to be exactly where you want to be today. But if you can commit to being better than yesterday, a little bit better than yesterday, you can measure that win day by day, and you build momentum instead of regressing. You're progressing every day. And just like a snowball effect, right? You gain that momentum, and it's more and it's more and it's more as you keep on going. And then you're gonna look up and say, hey, I'm actually doing the daggone thing. Right? So it's okay to start small. It's okay. It's okay if you're not where you want to be. It's okay if, you're just doing a little bit at a time, right? So don't overwhelm yourself. Don't feel bad because you can't bench 250. Who can bench? That's a lot, right? 250 is a lot. Right. Yeah. So you can't bench 250. I'm talking to my producer here. Before we get back into the episode, I want to take this time to thank our sponsor, Kairos Media. This episode is brought to you by and produced by Kairos Media. If you're looking to launch a podcast, level up your social media, or build a website that actually works for your brand, Kairos Media has you covered. They specialize in podcast production, social media management, web design, and photography, making sure your content isn't just seen, but that it stands out. I know firsthand how important high quality content is, and Kairos Media helps creators and businesses bring their visions to life. Whether you're starting from scratch or need to revamp your online presence, they'll give you the strategy and tools to grow. So if you're ready to take your brand to the next level, reach out to Kairos Media today at admin@kairosmediasa.com. Kairos Media, your moment is now. You have to be faithful in the small things. You have to be faithful in the small things because God won't promote what you won't steward. He won't promote what you won't steward. If in the small things, if right now with this podcast, right, with the viewership that I have right now, if I don't steward that, and I don't show up every week to record, if I'm not studying ahead of time to get the information to you that I'm trying to share, if I'm not being real and transparent and taking y'all on this journey with me, why in the world would God promote that? If I'm just showing up whenever, posting whenever, halfway doing it, not preparing, showing up unprepared every week, why would he promote that? God won't steward, or God won't promote what you won't steward. So don't despise the small beginnings, right? You can start small, but if you stay consistent, you'll see major breakthroughs, right? Be better every day. Show up. If you don't get anything else from this, let this be your reminder, or let this be your jump start to show up. Don't be afraid to show up, right? Show up in the best form of yourself that you have for that day. Show up, right? And somebody that I guess I could say admire, or somebody who started small and saw major success, legendary success, is Steph Curry. He plays for Golden State. That's basketball if you're not into that. But Steph Curry, he started off small, right? But he was diligent every single day. He got better every single day. And now he's arguably the best shooter that we have ever seen in the NBA, right? As a kid, he was small. He didn't go to a big basketball school. They all overlooked him, right? He was overlooked. He was underrated, right? But he decided, you know what? I'm going to shoot the basketball 500 times a day. And I'm going to get better every single day. And I'm going to keep showing up. You don't want to give me a scholarship? Look, I'm going to show up for the school who is. Right? And he took a school who wasn't one of the top basketball schools, wasn't a big school at all. He took his school to the Elite Eight in the finals. To the Elite Eight. A team that had never been there before. A team that, wasn't on anybody's radar. He wasn't on anybody's radar, right? And then he makes it to the NBA. And then when he gets there, he is having issues with his health and injuries and things like that. He was still overlooked. But guess what? He showed up every single day. He wasn't afraid to show up. He shot those shots every single day. And now look at him. He got 2 MVPs, 4 championships, all of the things. And people argue that he is the best shooter that we've ever seen. But he was the smallest dude. He wasn't the most athletic dude. He wasn't, he wasn't the LeBron James where everybody was looking at him straight out of high school and, everybody want him. He's the most talented and the most raw talent and all of that stuff. No, but Steph was the most consistent. Steph was the most diligent. Steph was the most disciplined. And taking those wins every single day, showing up every single day, now he's one of the greatest that we've ever seen. And it's undeniable. It's undeniable. So will you choose to become undeniable? That doesn't start you don't just wake up one day and you're the greatest, right? But if you wake up every day saying, you know what? Today I am the greatest chef. Today I'm the greatest mom. I'm the greatest wife today. I'm the greatest wife that I can be today. I'm the greatest husband. I'm the greatest brother. I'm the greatest friend today. I'm the greatest CEO today. I'm the greatest entrepreneur today. And say, you know what? This is how I do it today. Right? Today I don't know. Look, I'll be running out of examples and that's okay. But show up and be the greatest you every single day. And that's how you become legendary. That's it. It's that simple. Consistency has power, right? It has power. You might not be the smartest. You might not be the richest. You might not be the most well-spoken. You might not, have all of the things for what you want to do. You might not. And that's okay. But will you start? You know what's funny? Everybody has those New Year's resolutions and everything like that I was talking about before. And who is they, right? But they say that January 17th is like National Quitting Day. Like that is National Quitting Day, that most people by the 17th of January have quit on their New Year's resolution. You can't make it 17 days? In 17 days, people normally quit on the things, the goals, and the things that they have set out to do. That's crazy. So if you have made it to this point in the year, you're already ahead of the curve, right? If you've been at least trying and haven't given up yet, you're ahead of the curve. And that's good. If you've quit already and you're trying to decide, hey, and you're being hard on yourself, look, you can start right now. You don't have to wait till January 1st. You don't have to wait till the first of the month. You don't have to wait and do all of those to do all of those things. You can choose today. You can choose today. Why not? Why not today? Right? One of my sisters, she says this all the time. It can either be one day or it could be day one. Will today be your day one? Will it be? Don't quit. Don't give up on it. Right? And people quit because they get overwhelmed. They have unrealistic goals. If your goal is too vague or too huge, right? So break it up into smaller pieces. Don't say that I'm going to get fit. Say that I'm going to exercise for 30 minutes 3 times a week, right? People give up so fast because they don't have a system. They're just going off of willpower or motivation. You can't just fuel yourself with willpower. You have to put systems in place, right? So for this podcast, right, the system that we put in place is that we're going to record on we're going to post on Tuesdays, right? So in order to post on Tuesdays, by Friday, we have to have recorded. In order to record by Friday, by Wednesday, I need to have the theme. I need to be reading and mapping out the episode, right? If I'm going to have a guest on, by that Monday, I need to be sure that I've sent out that guest all of the information that they're going to need for our recording on Thursday or on Friday, right? So put a system in place instead of just saying, I'm going to do it. I'm going to start a podcast and that's the only goal that you have. You need to put a system in place that will set you up for success. So now it's automated. It's built into your everyday life. It's built into your schedule, right? Why else do people quit by the 17th of January or by the 17th day of setting a goal, right? You have an all or nothing mentality, right? One missed day doesn't mean that you failed, right? I keep going to working out because that's what everybody's New Year's resolution is, but you can apply this to whatever, right? But if you miss going to the gym one day, that doesn't mean, oh man, you know what? I can't do it. This too hard. I can't do it. Right? You can't have an all or nothing mentality. That's why you break it up day by day. And if you miss a day, that's okay. What did I do to miss today? And how can I fix that moving forward to tomorrow? Right? It's not all or nothing. It's not always black and white. It's okay to have setbacks. Embrace the setbacks and let them be learning points on how to do better moving forward. Another reason that people quit is because they lack accountability. You need somebody to hold you accountable. We talked about this last week a little bit, is that you need people who are going to push you. You need people who are going to keep your momentum when you don't have the willpower, right? So the wrong accountability partner will mess you up too, right? I have friends who we've set out and we've said, okay, we're going to lose weight by the summertime. We're going to be summertime fine. And on a day where I don't feel like going to the gym, she don't feel like going to the gym either. You know what, girl? How about you just come over and we can we just stretch today and we just, we don't have to go to the gym today. We did good. Or we go out to eat together and we both getting the most double fried big back meal that we could possibly get, right? Consistency thrives in accountability. So your accountability partners or your accountability group matters. So that's why I am starting a Facebook group. The link is going to be in the bio. So you could join the Facebook group. Let's hold each other accountable. You know what I mean? Anyone can start strong, but champions stay consistent. Will you choose to be disciplined? Will you build that discipline muscle? Will you do it? Because lack of discipline is what's holding you back from seeing the success that you're looking for. It's what's holding you back from being great. It's what's holding you back. You have to build that discipline muscle by being consistent, by choosing to show up, right? So I want to speak to the person who's given up. I want to speak to the person who is on the verge of giving up. And I want to tell you, if you're thinking about quitting, you have to remember why you started. Remember why you started and keep pushing. What if the breakthrough is right on the other side of this? What if the breakthrough is right on the other side of this struggle, is right on the other side of you pushing through, is right on the other side of you being consistent? Right? Steward the thing that God has given you. Right? Steward it. Steward it well. Right? In Galatians 6:9, it talks about don't become weary in well-doing. But if you see it through, you're going to reap the harvest. If you choose to show up, you're going to reap the harvest, right? So don't get weary in doing good. Know that God has started this good work in you, and he's going to see it through to the end. But the only way that he could see it through is if you put one foot in front of the other and you choose every single day to show up, to get better, to stay consistent. Even when no one is clapping, will you show up? Even when you don't get that pat on the back, will you show up? So make sure that you join our Facebook group. The link is going to be in the description. Comment below what you want to improve on. And let's all pick one thing. Pick one thing for the next 7 days that you have been inconsistent with. Pick one thing and choose to be consistent for the next 7 days, right? I'm going to let you guys know all over my social media and everything what my one thing is going to be this week. Share yours with us. Let's keep each other going. Let's keep each other accountable. And let's build this community, y'all. Let's build a community of real people who have real goals and who are really trying to reach them, right? So connect with me. Make sure that you share this with your accountability partner so y'all are on the same page, right? So connect with me. All of that information is in the bio. I'm not even going to try and think about what my handles and everything are, but all of that's in the bio. Connect with me. Let me know what it is that you are looking to get better at this week. And y'all, man, if this episode blessed you, make sure that you share it with someone, right? So keep dreaming, keep believing, y'all. Renew your faith, build your faith up, and let's show up together. Let's keep going. All right, this has been another episode of the Dream Again podcast. I'm your girl, Tay, and I will see you in the next one.